Hello friends, welcome back to the channel for another video. Today is kind of funny. It's really suited for my channel, I think. So if you've clicked the video, you know what it's about today. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, meeting together in Montreal, sharing a drink, walking through the park. Well, apparently they first walked through the park, then they went out for dinner for lobster, and then they shared a drink in a tavern. Isn't this so funny, guys? This is shocking, like shocking news, you know? Who would have thought that they would meet up, and gosh, who the heck knows what will come out of this, you know? Okay, so if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Allie. I am a tarot reader, an astrologer, a psychic, a medium, and I do all sorts of different readings on my channel. I've done readings on Katy Perry, on her relationship with Orlando Bloom. I did a reading on Justin Trudeau as well, and if you click on that reading, just be aware I did make a blunder, which was that I said his mother was passed away when she wasn't, but even still, it doesn't matter if she's passed away or not. The energy coming through was that I feel he has and had in his life quite a lot of influence from his mother. So his mother, what I should have picked up on, so I didn't, it was in the beginning of my channel when I did that reading, and I didn't research everything properly. I did have a feeling that his mother's still alive, but I second guessed myself. And as I go on with this channel, I get more and more confident basically with my skills and my abilities. So yes, Pierre Trudeau is gone. Margaret Trudeau is still here, although she is old. And I feel like his aging mother has made him think quite a lot about his future and his life. Yeah, but let's just talk about these two, Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau. We know that Katy Perry separated from her longtime fiance, not ever wedded husband, recently. And Justin Trudeau got separated or divorced from Sophie Gregoire Trudeau in 2022, I believe, or 2023. But yeah, Katy Perry, I believe she may even be in Montreal right now, or maybe she's moved on with her tour, but it is the beginning of August 2025 right now. And basically, the tabloids are all just exploding with news about this so-called date between them. So we are going to today look at this relationship or this connection. What is going on here? What is going on? You know, some people in the comments on some of these videos, on some of the leaked footage videos, some people say that they're actually a good pair. It's a pair that people would have maybe never thought of, but when you think about it, they have a certain chemistry to them. If we just look at the men that Katy Perry has been with, Orlando Bloom is like this handsome guy. He's always been this handsome guy with great hair. And then there was Russell Brand, also a handsome guy, with great hair. And then we have Justin Trudeau, another, you know, many people find him handsome, and many people say that he simply got into office because of his great hair and people voting for the hair. But anyway, let's take a look at this connection between the two of them and see what comes up for Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, and what is the truth about their meeting. Let's look at it. Divine flow. It says here, eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others to follow the divine flow at all costs. Okay, so I feel like in this situation, they met, and I do get the feeling that it was Trudeau who called her up or wanted to get in contact with her. So, of course, he is super rich. He comes from a political dynasty as well. And the Trudeau family has a ton of money and connections and everything. So, I don't think it would have been too difficult for him to get Katy Perry's phone number or contact and to meet up. And I feel her as well with the flower energy coming up here. Like, she was really flattered when he invited her out, is what I'm hearing. And especially after the recent breakup with Orlando Bloom, I get the feeling that this was very refreshing for her. For him as well, because I feel for him, he has been alone for a while. And you know, if you're not Canadian and you're watching my channel, you might not know that many people really, really hate him. Many people really hate on Trudeau very, very much. And what I see in all the news and media and all the YouTube comments and all the Facebook comments and everywhere online is that many people are really not liking Katy Perry these days as well, and really not liking her tour, really not liking what she's doing. Although both of these two, they do have their own fan base. Each of them has their own fan base. There are people who really love each of them. There are diehard Katy Perry fans and Trudeau appreciators out there. So they have something in common in that sense. They have something in common. Also, okay, let me hold that also, because I feel like we're going to get the answers we need. What comes up here? What else comes up here in these cards? Sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. Oh, it's a sacrifice to love. You know? Katy Perry, she has got so much going on. She's got a tour going on. I feel like though she would like to have a new man in her life very strongly, she's lacking that. She's missing that. I feel like she can't commit to that at the moment. Like, I think for her, having a relationship with someone, especially someone who lives so far from where she may be based, presumably LA, I suppose. And he lives in Montreal. Like, I feel like the long distance could be an issue between the two of them. I feel like she happened to be around. He called her up and wanted to see the chemistry, check the chemistry. I see him thinking like, okay, I could have a go at this. Let me try. She may be in the same financial bracket as me. But I feel Trudeau, like, I see him like he desperately wants to remain in the spotlight. Desperately wants to remain relevant. And he may think that dating Katy Perry is part of that. Does anybody else find this really funny? This whole situation. It's just shocking. It's really shocking. Let's see what else comes up in these oracles today. So what is going on with Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry? Let's ask, how was the energy that night? How was the energy that night? Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Are you seeing this, friends? Royalty card. Just look at this. The two of them walking together. And I get this energy of like being spotted by the public, being spotted by people. We know that they were. We know that photos and videos were taken of them. It's all leaked online. You see here, royalty, direct descendant. That is Trudeau. Illegitimate, distant relation, deposed or loss of title. I'm not sure, but I thought I read somewhere that Katy Perry's bloodline, there is something going back to some European dukes or very rich dynasty. Oh yes, that's right. Her uncle, I believe, is a filmmaker. So both of them have a kind of famous dynasty. One is in politics, the other is in the creative sphere. Yes, since we are asking how were things feeling on that night, the two of them walking out together and with all the cameras and stuff around them, people noticing. I feel people just turning heads and gasping. there's Katy Perry. Oh, there's Justin Trudeau. They're together. What? Like people freaking out over this, you know, even in that moment. And I feel like they knew this is going to happen. The two of them did this for a reason. You know, she agreed to it because, first of all, she thought something might be there between the two of them. She felt like, I get the feeling like she never would have thought that he would be into her. And I get the feeling as well that he could have met with her simply for the sake of his teenage daughter. And we will touch on that, I feel, in a minute, but let's see what else comes up in the cards. Okay, fire disaster. What does it mean? Volcano, forest fire, city fire, explosions. So the two were seen walking on Montreal in Montreal, and Montreal is actually a dormant volcano. So that's a thing. Because friends, I used to live in Montreal some years ago, so I do know. Yes, I am Canadian, friends. That's part of my channel. Basically, they were on the volcano. It's like a mountain, you know, it's a mountain. Oh my goodness. Isn't this just saying, look at it's Mont Royal. They were in Montreal. Isn't it crazy what comes up in the cards? They were in Mont Royal. These two cards. Walking. Yeah, okay. Thank you, cards, for telling us exactly what happened, what we already know. But what about the energy between the two of them? How is that energy coming up between the two of them? For some reason, this is popping out. World War. Allied defender, allied invader. Hiroshima. Ooh, Holocaust. But with allied defender. Now, I did individual readings for both of them. And I believe I did kind of get this energy about living through World War II for both of their past lives. And being defensive, being on the Allied side. I feel like these two have a past life connection, and I feel like they felt it together on that day. And I feel like Katy Perry is still thinking about this. I do want to say that I actually feel like he may be ghosting her. I feel like he had, you see that there's a man with a gun here, like he had his own ideas about what may come of the meeting. And I feel like there is some other intention going on with this. And potentially it may not be purely for romance. It's not pure romance. It's not even pure physical attraction, interest, I feel, from his end. I feel this is some kind of strategy to meet with her and to get her attention. And also, I feel like it's something a little bit evil on his end. You know what people can do to each other when they know that someone is in a vulnerable state? Trudeau may be trying to take advantage of her vulnerability in this moment when the world knows she recently got off from being with Orlando Bloom, and I think any intuitive person can kind of see that Katy Perry is desperate for love these days. I feel strongly that she needs some validation. There's a feeling of insecurity, of like being alone and growing older alone. Even while she was with Orlando, I saw that insecurity coming up in her, feeling like she's alone in her life. With the space mission thing as well, and with her interviews afterward, and how she commented on how the Blue Origin was not received nicely by the public, how there was so much criticism about it. I feel like that was very telling of her own state. Like, she did that space mission because it was interesting for her, but her overly enthusiastic sense makes it, especially with the public, makes it seem like she was doing it partly for validation as well. Though, of course, it's an interesting thing, it's an amazing thing to be launched into space, if you can afford it, if you can do it, if you're friends with Jeff Bezos. If you have that opportunity, it's amazing, it's interesting. I feel like there were a lot of jealous people out there criticizing it. But the biggest criticism of the Blue Origin was that they were saying we're doing it for feminism, but there was no real feminist aspect there. They're just starlets who are not real astronauts, who went up to space for 11 minutes. And by the way, there was a male space flight as well, I believe, with Jeff Bezos, like maybe even a few times. So it wasn't anything ultra special, but she felt that it is something super special because, well, for whatever reason. But she, I feel, was the one who came out most publicly saying that it changed her life and all that experience. But it, for me, as a psychic, when I am looking at her, especially in those interviews, I feel like she needs a lot of emotional support from the wider community outside of her, because she doesn't have a strong partner that she's based with, and she didn't have that with Orlando as well, friends. She didn't have it. So it's sad, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone and you don't feel like they're your person. It's really sad. So what comes up here? Healer, yes. Healing. Since we are asking about the energy of the day, I feel like on her end, she felt very good talking to Trudeau. She felt like, wow, a man is taking interest in me. You know, a fairly good-looking man, I'm hearing. A fairly good-looking man is taking interest in me, and it was giving her that validation that she does seek, is what I'm hearing in this situation. Which oracle should I take? This one. So I want to get into the question about the future. Is there a future between the two of these two? Is there a future between these two? Please tell me. Oh, wow. Looks like, yeah, it's Venus. If you know Venus, Venus is the planet of love. Venus is the planet of opulence. It's the planet of things materializing as well. It's the planet of money. But particularly, Venus is the planet of love. So what I'm seeing here, so if we see Venus coming up here, it's like very clear that it seems there will be something more between them. It says here, the attraction of pleasure from good times, like they did have a good time together. I did read in the news right now that Katy Perry is surprised that Trudeau hasn't called her yet. But I do feel it's only been a couple days. He's quite busy. She's quite busy. I get the message coming up. He may wait until after she is gone from Montreal or even from nearby to call her up and talk to her more. And I feel him saying, like, you know, I had a great time. But again, I feel some kind of ulterior motive from him here. It's not only about having a relationship. He could potentially want some connections, more connections in Hollywood, connections in the music industry. Maybe he's hoping that maybe he's wants these connections for his daughter. You know, when Prince William and Kate came to Canada, when Justin Trudeau was still Prime Minister, he greeted them thinking that they're going to be buddy-buddy and they're going to be friends. But the royals, they didn't take it that way. Because the royals, for him, to them, he's just like a commoner, really. So they didn't really warm up to him at all. So I feel like he has that energy of constantly trying to be friends with people who are of status, celebrity, and it really is for his own ego, for boosting his own ego. Okay. What else is going to happen in the future between these two? Are we going to see it materializing between them? Is it going to come out? Are they going to start dating? Wow. I do feel he could take more action toward her. I feel like she would not come toward him if he wouldn't call, but I do feel like he would come toward her. With Mars, it's the planet of war, but you know something? There is that book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. So I get these two cards coming up like this is her card and this is his card. So with her, she felt great attraction for him and she felt very flattered that he would like to get to know her and meet with her. And he is a Capricorn, she is a Scorpio, which could potentially be an okay match, a good match. She had a good time with him is what comes up here. And then if we look at his card, we see the drive for the confronting of action. So I feel him really being the driving force in this connection, in this meeting between the two of them. I get this feeling like I see them on the date together, like she really didn't know him at all. Like she really didn't know much about him at all. He's not in Hollywood. He's not an actor. He's not a in the film industry. He's not a performer. He's not a singer. You know, he's not an artist like she is. Well, I will say this. He has had his fair share of minor drama, and he was a substitute drama teacher. He was a substitute drama teacher. Maybe he's trying to make his debut into Hollywood after falling out of the political sphere and being severely disliked. It could be that he feels he may find his place in Los Angeles, is what I'm hearing. He was trying, you know, I feel him really like trying to exploit a woman's vulnerability after breaking up with her husband or fiance of a long time. It's not really nice, honestly. So I want to see what comes up in these ones, and then we are going to take our tarot for this session. So what comes up in this oracle? What do we need to know about this situation? Okay, exploration, find your way, locate, unknown destination, new territory, plan, prepare, chart a course, read the signs. So I feel like this was an experiment. I feel like Trudeau I actually feel he has been out on some dates with not so famous women, more privately, but I feel like he hasn't found his new person, and I do feel like he wants someone. I do feel like he will be remarried. He will have a second wife. And I do feel like he will be a second time divorced as well. But what's coming up is this was really an experiment, just interested to get to know someone. Maybe his daughter put him up to it, who knows. I get the feeling it kind of appears like leading her on. Poor Katy is what I have to say. Poor Katy. I don't feel that he was going to give her any real big thing at the end of the day. It's kind of like stringing her along. Dear John, oh, rejection, cold hard truth, breaking up, setting boundaries, strained situation. Something's not working. So yeah, that is coming up with Capricorn here as well. I feel, again, that energy that she's not going to be able to easily be in another relationship. So I feel sorry for her in a way. Again, I did say in the reading of Katy in Orlando that I feel like Orlando may be the one who gets into a relationship before she does. That he will be more successful with that, and she may feel kind of left out in the cold when she sees that. She may feel like, why does he get someone when I'm struggling with that? So I don't feel like she's going to be alone forever, but I feel her, like her next relationship as well, will be something which suffers because of her deep dedication to her career. And I did see in the reading for her that I feel in the future she's going to have a lot of dependence on Daisy for emotional support, because she's going to have a weak support system, like a weak partner support, like not a strong relationship, love man, like in her life with that. I did feel that. So yeah, I am taking, I actually do want to take this deck Tarot of the Witch's Garden today. I feel connection to this deck for Katy Perry particularly. So what comes up in the tarot today for this situation? What do we need to know about this situation? How is it going to unfold in the end? Page of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. And Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Okay. A lot of things we're not seeing behind the scenes is what's coming up. What is this one? Page of Cups. She just wants fulfillment, is what's coming up with Page of Cups, but she's not getting it. She's not getting it. It's going to be a while, I feel, before she has a real another man in her life. With Page of Pentacles, it's a page as well. It's kind of that feeling like I feel like nothing is working for me. For Trudeau as well. And with Three of Pentacles in reverse as well. Page of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, I feel this is not materializing. Like there was some curiosity there. There was some interest there. But it's not materializing with the reversal going on. With Eight of Pentacles here and Eight of Wands here, it's like something was hidden there. Some hidden energy about money. I see Trudeau. I get the message about him right now. I get the words coming up, quote, really liking money are the words coming up. And with that, I feel that he thought, hey, she's a rich lady, newly single. Let me have a stab at her. Let me try. And with Eight of Wands, it's again that thing of hidden intention, hidden action going on. So I don't feel like he was really genuine. I feel there was some excitement there, wanting to get to know her, but no real intentions to hook up with her. I feel like he thinks there is some compatibility there, but they live in two different worlds, and they live in two different places, and I feel like he finds it important to be around his children where they live and where they're from in Montreal, and that is their place. So I don't feel him actually ever really relocating to the West Coast at all, or wherever Katy Perry may live. And I don't see her as well relocating to Montreal or like New York City even. I feel it's not her vibe. It's not where she's from. You know, California girls. California girls, they're undeniable, isn't it? So, yeah, I feel like it's not happening, friends. It was just two people trying to meet, get to know each other, cure their loneliness a little bit for one night, and maybe some kind of wishful thinking. Also, I don't feel that they were intimate at all. I don't feel that they had any kind of like hotel room or anything that they like went back to after secretly. So yeah, that is what I can tell you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more readings. And by the way, I do like to take viewer requests. So if you have any requests for future celebrity, political, or world event readings, please drop it down below, guys. And until next time, stay in the light and best wishes to you all. Bye.